Did you know that your daily habits could be silently increasing your risk of stroke without you even realizing it? It's not always the big, obvious factors that we need to worry about. For many seniors, stroke is the result of small, seemingly harmless habits that build up over time. Poor diet, lack of exercise, and even disrupted sleep can all quietly raise your chances of having a stroke. In this video, we're going to talk about 7 everyday habits that can significantly increase the risk of stroke, especially for people over 60. Some of these might surprise you, but don't worry. Once you know what to look out for, it's easy to make small changes that can make a huge difference in your health. I'd love to hear from you. Have you noticed any of these habits in your life? Leave a comment below and let us know. And make sure to subscribe channel for more tips on staying healthy and safe as you age. Let's dive into the first one. Did you know that eating too much processed food can lead to high blood pressure, a major risk factor for stroke? Let's break this down and see how small tweaks can protect your heart and brain. Many of us turn to packaged or ready-made foods because they're fast, familiar, and satisfying. But if you're over 60, it's important to pause and think about what's really in those meals. Behind the convenience, many of these foods are quietly working against your health, especially when it comes to stroke risk. Let's be honest. When was the last time you looked at the sodium content on a frozen dinner or a bag of chips? Most processed foods are loaded with hidden salt and unhealthy fats, which can silently raise your blood pressure over time. And high blood pressure is one of the leading triggers for stroke. You might feel fine now, but it's these small, daily choices that can slowly chip away at your heart and brain health. Processed meats like deli slices, sausages, or hot dogs might seem harmless in a sandwich or breakfast plate, but they're often packed with preservatives and excess sodium. The same goes for instant noodles, canned broths, and those just heat and eat meals in the freezer aisle. Even snacks like crackers, pretzels, and popcorn can contain more salt than your body needs in an entire day. But the good news? You have the power to take control without giving up flavor or satisfaction. Instead of reaching for pre-packaged options, try building meals around whole, natural foods. Roast your own turkey breast instead of buying deli meat. Use fresh herbs, lemon juice, or vinegar to season your meals instead of relying on salt-heavy sauces. And when you're craving something crunchy, go for air-popped popcorn or sliced cucumbers with hummus. These swaps don't need to happen all at once. Even cutting back on one salty snack a day or cooking one more meal from scratch each week can make a real difference. Your body will thank you with better energy, improved blood pressure, and a reduced risk of stroke. What's one salty food you know you could start cutting back on today? Share it in the comments. Up next, we'll talk about a habit many people ignore: not moving enough. It's something many of us can relate to as we get older. Whether it's the aches and pains that come with aging, or just not feeling as motivated as we once were, it can be tough to stay active. But here's the thing: being sedentary can quietly increase your risk of stroke and other heart-related problems. When we don't move our bodies enough, our muscles weaken and our circulation slows down. This can lead to higher blood pressure and other conditions like heart disease, which put us at a much higher risk for stroke. You might not notice it right away, but over time, it adds up. So, what can we do? The good news is, you don't need to start running marathons or hitting the gym for hours to make a difference. Even just 30 minutes of light exercise each day can make a huge impact on your health. Walking, stretching, or even doing some gentle yoga can all help keep your heart and circulation in check. If you're not sure where to start, consider taking a short walk around the neighborhood or following an easy online exercise video designed for seniors. The key is to keep moving. even if it's just a little bit each day. And I know it's not always easy, especially if you're dealing with joint pain or other limitations. But the important thing is to find something that works for you. Whether it's gentle stretches in the morning, a walk with a friend, or even dancing around the house, movement is key. Have you found any activities that you enjoy and that help you stay active? I'd love to hear what works for you in the comments below. Up next, we'll talk about the importance of getting enough sleep and how it ties into your overall stroke risk, something many people overlook when it comes to stroke prevention. Sleep. It's more than just rest. It's your body's built-in healing system. During deep sleep, your blood vessels relax, your heart rate slows, and your brain clears out toxins. Without enough sleep, these essential functions get disrupted, which can quietly raise your risk of stroke over time. As we age, restful sleep often becomes harder to come by. Maybe it takes longer to fall asleep, or you find yourself waking up at 2 or 3 a.m. and struggling to doze off again. These aren't just annoyances. They can take a toll on your brain, your heart, and your blood pressure. Research shows that poor sleep can trigger inflammation and interfere with how your body handles stress. It can also affect hormones that regulate your blood pressure and blood sugar. That's why poor sleep isn't just about feeling tired. It's linked to chronic conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, and yes, a higher risk of stroke. The good news is that there are simple changes that can make a real difference. One helpful approach is to limit naps during the day. While a short nap can be refreshing, sleeping too much during daylight hours can throw off your nighttime rhythm. Staying physically active during the day also helps promote better sleep at night. Your sleep setting matters too. Try using blackout curtains, adding a fan for white noise, or investing in a supportive mattress and pillow. Small upgrades like these can lead to deeper, more consistent sleep. And don't underestimate the power of an evening routine. Drinking a warm, non-caffeinated beverage, dimming the lights, or taking a warm shower can help your body ease into sleep mode. Avoid scrolling on your phone in bed. It stimulates your brain and delays melatonin release, making it harder to drift off. Good sleep is a powerful defense against stroke, and it starts with habits you can build today. Next up, we're digging into how caffeine might be messing with your blood pressure and sleep cycle. Stay tuned. Many of us enjoy a good cup of coffee in the morning to kickstart our day, and for some, it becomes a regular part of our routine. But did you know that drinking too much caffeine can actually increase your risk of stroke? While a moderate amount of caffeine can give you a quick energy boost, too much can have serious consequences, especially for seniors. Caffeine is a stimulant that temporarily increases your heart rate and raises blood pressure. When consumed in large amounts, it can strain the cardiovascular system, making blood vessels work harder and increasing the likelihood of high blood pressure. Chronic high blood pressure is one of the leading risk factors for stroke, as it can cause damage to blood vessels, making them more prone to rupture or blockage. Furthermore, caffeine can disrupt your sleep patterns. If you drink coffee or caffeinated beverages late in the day, it could interfere with your body's ability to get the rest it needs to repair and rejuvenate. This can raise stress levels and contribute to higher blood pressure, ultimately increasing the risk of stroke. Now, I'm not saying you need to give up your coffee entirely. Many of us enjoy that morning cup. But it's important to be mindful of how much caffeine you're consuming, particularly if you're drinking multiple cups a day. Consider cutting back gradually to reduce its impact on your blood pressure and sleep. Try replacing 1 or 2 cups of coffee with decaffeinated coffee or herbal teas. This way, you can still enjoy the ritual without overloading on caffeine. It's also wise to limit caffeine intake to the morning, avoiding it in the afternoon or evening to help improve your sleep quality. These small adjustments can help protect your cardiovascular health and reduce your stroke risk over time. If you've ever tried cutting back on caffeine, did you notice any improvements in your sleep or overall health? Next, let's move on to another habit that could be affecting your stroke risk: drinking too much water or alcohol at night. Drinking too much water or alcohol before bed. While staying hydrated is crucial for good health, drinking large amounts of water right before going to sleep can actually disrupt your rest and affect your health in unexpected ways. Similarly, consuming alcohol late at night can also pose serious risks, especially when it comes to stroke prevention. Drinking too much water before bed can lead to frequent trips to the bathroom throughout the night, which interrupts your sleep cycle. Poor sleep, as we've already discussed, can elevate stress and blood pressure, making it harder for your body to recover overnight. This, over time, can raise your risk of stroke. It's important to stay hydrated throughout the day, but try to limit the amount of water you drink in the hour or two before you go to bed. On the other hand, alcohol may seem like a way to unwind before sleep, but it can actually cause more harm than good. While alcohol can make you feel drowsy, it interferes with your sleep quality, preventing you from getting restful, restorative sleep. Additionally, alcohol can dehydrate your body, causing your blood vessels to constrict and raise your blood pressure. High blood pressure is a major risk factor for stroke, so regularly consuming alcohol at night can have long-term consequences on your cardiovascular health. The good news is, it's easy to avoid these risks by making a few simple changes. First, try to space out your water intake throughout the day, rather than drinking large amounts before bed. If you feel thirsty in the evening, consider having small sips of water instead of large quantities. As for alcohol, try to avoid drinking it late in the evening. If you enjoy a glass of wine or a cocktail, aim to finish it a few hours before bedtime, allowing your body time to process it and avoid disrupting your sleep. By making these adjustments, you can improve your sleep quality, reduce stress, and lower your blood pressure, helping you lower your stroke risk over time. Up next, we'll talk about how stress and a lack of relaxation before bed can increase your risk. I'm sure many of you have had nights when you just couldn't turn off your mind, or when stress and worry kept you tossing and turning. Unfortunately, this can be more than just frustrating. It can also contribute to serious health risks, including increasing your chances of having a stroke. When we don't take the time to relax before bed, the stress we carry throughout the day can build up and affect our blood pressure. Chronic stress triggers the release of stress hormones like cortisol, which can cause our heart rate to increase and blood vessels to constrict. Over time, this constant pressure can damage blood vessels and contribute to high blood pressure, one of the leading risk factors for stroke. You might be thinking, "I'm just too busy, and it's hard to wind down." Trust me, I get it. But even just a few minutes of relaxation before bed can make a huge difference. Simple activities like deep breathing, stretching, or practicing mindfulness can help calm your mind and reduce stress levels, allowing your body to prepare for rest. Another option is to establish a calming bedtime routine. Instead of rushing to bed, take some time for yourself to wind down. Maybe read a book, listen to soothing music, or try some light yoga. You'd be surprised at how these small moments of relaxation can improve the quality of your sleep and help lower your stress levels. Making relaxation a priority doesn't mean you have to spend hours unwinding. It's the small steps that count. Even a few minutes of mindfulness or breathing exercises can have a powerful impact on your overall health. By lowering your stress levels before bed, you're also helping to protect your heart, your blood vessels, and ultimately, lowering your risk of stroke. Next, let's move on to a critical topic: the importance of getting enough fiber and essential nutrients in your diet to keep your cardiovascular system strong. Many seniors, particularly those with more traditional eating habits, often consume foods that are low in fiber. Common foods that may lack fiber in the typical senior diet include white bread, white rice, processed meats, and foods like mashed potatoes, which are often enjoyed because they're soft and easy to eat. Unfortunately, these foods don't provide the necessary fiber that's vital for heart and digestive health. A diet that's low in fiber and essential nutrients can lead to a buildup of cholesterol, which can clog blood vessels and increase your chances of a stroke. On top of fiber, vitamins and minerals such as potassium, magnesium, and calcium play crucial roles in keeping your heart and blood pressure in check. Potassium, for example, helps to relax blood vessels and reduce blood pressure, while magnesium supports overall cardiovascular health. Calcium helps maintain healthy blood vessels and strong bones, reducing the strain on your heart. So, how can you improve your diet to include more of these essential nutrients? Start by filling your plate with a variety of colorful fruits and vegetables. Leafy greens like spinach and kale are packed with fiber and potassium. Whole grains such as brown rice, quinoa, and oats are rich in fiber and help regulate cholesterol. Incorporate more legumes, nuts, and seeds into your meals to boost your fiber intake and provide healthy fats that support heart health. Additionally, try to eat a variety of foods that provide essential vitamins and minerals. For example, include foods like bananas, sweet potatoes, and beans to boost your potassium levels, or add magnesium-rich foods like almonds, avocados, and pumpkin seeds to your meals. These small changes can go a long way in improving your heart health and reducing your stroke risk. Now that we've discovered 7 habits that can increase your risk of stroke, it's time to take action and make positive changes for a healthier future. Stroke risk isn't always about big, obvious dangers. It's often the little daily habits that add up over time. But the encouraging part? You have more control than you think. Simple adjustments, like choosing home-cooked meals over processed ones, staying active, and winding down properly before bed, can go a long way toward protecting your brain and heart. You don't need to change everything overnight. Even one healthy habit can create momentum. Maybe today you skip that salty snack, or you take a short walk after dinner. These small shifts build a stronger, healthier foundation over time. You're not too old, and it's never too late. Your body responds to care at any age, and even modest improvements can lead to better sleep, clearer thinking, and a stronger heart. Have you ever woken up feeling fine, only to suddenly feel dizzy, weak, or just not quite right? If you're over 60, I want you to know, that moment is not something to brush off. Because for many older adults, stroke doesn't come with a loud warning. It often starts quietly, with small signs that seem harmless, until one day your body won't move, your speech slurs, or your memory just slips away. Hi, I'm here not to scare you, but to gently share something that could protect your brain, your independence, and your future. You see, many strokes don't happen by chance. They build up slowly from simple morning habits we repeat every day, habits that feel normal, even healthy, but may be quietly harming your brain's circulation. And here's the good news. Just a few small changes each morning can lower your risk dramatically. In today's video, we'll walk through 7 common morning mistakes that many seniors make without realizing it. And more importantly, we'll talk about what to do instead to keep your brain sharp and protected. If any part of this speaks to you or reminds you of something you felt, please leave a comment below. You're not alone, and your story might help someone else too. And don't forget to subscribe to Health 365. We're building a warm, supportive space where seniors like you can learn, share, and thrive together. Let's begin with the first morning habit that may be putting quiet pressure on your brain. Let me ask you something. When you wake up in the morning, do you jump right out of bed without thinking twice? If so, you're not alone. It feels natural. The sun is up, the day is starting, and you want to get moving. But here's something many seniors don't realize. Standing up too quickly right after waking can silently put your brain at risk. See, after a full night's sleep, your body is in a calm, low-pressure state. Blood flow slows down, especially to your brain. And when you suddenly shift from lying down to standing up, your blood pressure can drop sharply. This is called orthostatic hypotension, and it's far more common and dangerous than people think. You might feel a little lightheaded, maybe a bit unsteady. Some people even feel like they're about to faint. That brief moment may seem minor, but it means your brain is not getting enough oxygen. And for those of us with aging blood vessels or poor circulation, that sudden shift could trigger a mini stroke, or worse, a full-blown stroke. The solution? It's simple, and it takes less than 2 minutes. When you first open your eyes, don't rush. Take a few slow breaths. Stretch your hands, your feet. Sit up slowly. Then place your feet on the floor and pause for a moment. Let your body adjust. Let your brain catch up. If you've ever felt dizzy in the morning, or your balance felt a little off, that wasn't just old age. It was your body trying to warn you. And I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever experienced morning dizziness or felt faint when standing up? Share your story in the comments. Someone else may be feeling the same way and not know what it means. Taking just 1 to 2 minutes to wake up gently could protect your brain for years to come. It's not about being slow, it's about being smart. In the next part, we'll talk about one common thing most people skip in the morning, even though their brain is begging for it. Can I share a small but powerful habit that many people over 60 often forget, even though it could protect their brain for years to come? It's this. Drink a glass of water first thing in the morning. I know, it sounds simple, maybe too simple, but here's why it matters. When you sleep for 7 or 8 hours, your body loses fluids through breathing and perspiration. You're not drinking anything during that time, so by the time you wake up, you're already slightly dehydrated. And your brain, which is made up of about 75% water, feels it more than any other part of your body. Now, imagine starting your day with thickened blood, lower circulation, and rising blood pressure, all before breakfast. That's exactly what happens when you skip water in the morning. And for seniors, it's even more concerning because dehydration has been linked to a higher risk of stroke, memory issues, and slower reaction times. What's more, if you're on medications like diuretics, which many older adults take for blood pressure or heart issues, your body is losing even more water overnight without you noticing. That first glass of water helps thin your blood naturally, improves oxygen delivery to the brain, and gently wakes up your system. It's like opening the windows and letting fresh air in. Only this time, it's happening inside your brain. So before you reach for your coffee or tea, or take your morning pills, just pause and drink 1 full glass of room temperature water. It takes less than a minute, but your brain will thank you all day long. Have you already made this part of your morning routine? Or is this a habit you'd like to try starting tomorrow? Let me know in the comments. Your small change could inspire someone else watching this right now. And speaking of mornings, let's talk about something many people believe is healthy, but it might be quietly hurting your brain, especially if it's on your breakfast plate. What's usually on your plate in the morning? Maybe it's a bowl of cereal, a slice of toast, or a quick scrambled egg with a bit of cheese. Sounds innocent, right? But here's the part most people miss. Many common breakfast foods are loaded with hidden salt, and that quiet habit could be putting your brain at risk. See, salt isn't just about the shaker on the table. It's hidden in processed breads, instant oatmeal packets, store-bought breakfast bars, sausages, even that healthy whole grain cereal. And when you combine a salty breakfast with the natural spike in blood pressure that happens every morning, the results can be dangerous, especially for older adults. Too much sodium stiffens your blood vessels and increases pressure on the delicate capillaries in your brain. And for those who already have some level of hypertension, this morning overload can push things over the edge, leading to stroke, memory problems, or even sudden dizziness and confusion. But here's the hopeful part. You can change this without giving up the foods you enjoy. Instead of instant oats with flavor packets, try plain oatmeal topped with fresh berries or a few unsalted nuts. Instead of sausage or cheese-heavy eggs, go for boiled eggs with avocado or a slice of whole grain toast. Even small swaps like this can bring your sodium down by hundreds of milligrams. Experts recommend keeping your entire breakfast under 300–400 milligrams of sodium. But most processed foods go over that in just one serving. And the tricky part is, many of these items don't even taste very salty. So next time you're reading a label or making breakfast, take a second look. Your brain will thank you. Have you ever noticed how much salt is in your breakfast foods? Or have you made any low-sodium swaps that work for you? Share your ideas in the comments. Your tip might help someone else take a healthier step forward. Now, speaking of morning habits, there's one drink that many people rely on to wake up. But when taken the wrong way, especially on an empty stomach, it could be doing more harm than good. Be honest. Is coffee the first thing you reach for in the morning? If it is, you're definitely not alone. For many of us, that warm cup of coffee feels like the only way to truly wake up. But if you're over 60, there's something important you should know. Drinking too much coffee on an empty stomach can quietly raise your risk of stroke. Here's why. When you drink coffee first thing, especially without any food in your system, your body reacts strongly. Caffeine increases adrenaline, raises your heart rate, and causes your blood vessels to constrict. All of that means your blood pressure can spike quickly. And for seniors, whose arteries may already be less flexible, that sudden spike can strain the brain's delicate blood vessels, increasing your risk for mini strokes, abnormal heart rhythms, and even memory issues over time. It doesn't mean you have to give up coffee entirely. Not at all. The key is timing and balance. Try this instead. Drink a glass of water first to rehydrate, then have a light, brain-friendly breakfast. Maybe a boiled egg, some fruit, or a slice of whole grain toast. After that, enjoy your coffee. Just one moderate cup, not 3 in a row. And watch the creamers and sugars too. They can sneak in extra inflammation your body doesn't need. Coffee isn't the enemy. But for those of us over 60, we have to be smarter than our habits. What worked when we were 40 may not serve us now. And if you find yourself reaching for cup after cup to fight off fatigue, it might be a sign that something else, like poor sleep or dehydration, needs attention. What's your relationship with coffee these days? Have you found a routine that works for you without overdoing it? Share your thoughts in the comments. Someone else might be wondering the same thing. And speaking of subtle warning signs, let's talk about one morning symptom many seniors ignore, even though it could be your brain's first quiet cry for help. Have you ever woken up feeling a little off, maybe a bit dizzy, or like your balance just isn't quite there? Maybe your arm feels a little weak, or your speech isn't as clear for a few minutes. It's easy to brush it off. I probably just slept wrong, or I didn't get good rest. But please, don't ignore it. Those small, quiet moments could be your brain waving a red flag. For many seniors, especially over 60, symptoms like morning dizziness, slight numbness, or a feeling of weakness can be signs of something deeper, like poor blood flow to the brain, a sudden change in blood pressure, or even a mini stroke, also known as a TIA, transient ischemic attack. TIAs often last just a few minutes. They come and go quickly, but they are a serious warning. They often happen in the early morning when your body is adjusting from sleep, and they are one of the clearest signs that a major stroke could be on the horizon. If you notice these symptoms, don't wait and hope they disappear. Write them down. Tell your doctor. And if you're unsure whether what you felt was serious, track it. There are simple tools and apps designed to help older adults log symptoms and spot patterns. Because with stroke, every second matters. Your body is wise. When it sends you a whisper, like that moment of lightheadedness or sudden fatigue, it's trying to protect you, but only if you're listening. Have you ever had one of those mornings where something just felt off, even for a few minutes? I invite you to share your experience in the comments. It might help someone else recognize the signs and take action in time. And now, let's talk about something that happens in every senior household, yet often gets overlooked: how we take our morning medications. Because the when and how could be just as important as the pills themselves. How confident do you feel about your morning medications? Do you take them at the same time every day? With water? Or do you sometimes forget, take them late, or mix up the doses? If so, you're not alone. In fact, it's one of the most common and quietest risks to brain health in older adults. You see, many seniors take medications for blood pressure, cholesterol, or blood thinning. These aren't just routine pills. They're your brain's daily shield against stroke. And the way you take them, the timing, the dose, and even what you drink them with, can either protect you or put you at risk. Let's say you skip a dose. Maybe you were distracted or just didn't feel like taking it. Your blood pressure might spike without you knowing. Or let's say you accidentally take a double dose because you weren't sure if you already took it. That could send your pressure dangerously low or increase the risk of bleeding. Even little habits matter. Taking pills with coffee instead of water, or swallowing them without food when required, can reduce how well your body absorbs them, or lead to unexpected side effects. The good news is there are simple solutions. Use a pill organizer. Morning, noon, night. Set a reminder on your phone or smart speaker. Keep your pills near something you always do, like brushing your teeth or brewing coffee. And most importantly, never change your dose without speaking to your doctor, even if you feel fine. These meds are doing quiet, powerful work behind the scenes. Give them the best chance to do their job. Have you found a system that helps you stay on track? Maybe a routine or memory trick that works well? Share it in the comments. Your tip might be the exact help someone else has been needing. And now, let's move to one last morning habit that's often ignored, even though your body is sending a very clear message. It's something we all do, or rather, delay doing: going to the bathroom. Let's talk about that. Can I ask you something a little personal? Do you ever wake up and just lie there, holding it in just a little longer? Maybe you check the weather, read a few headlines, or wait until after your morning coffee. It seems harmless, right? But for those of us over 60, this small habit, holding in urine after waking, might be doing more harm than you realize. When your bladder fills up overnight and you delay going to the bathroom, your body doesn't just wait patiently. It starts to feel stressed. And when that happens, it releases cortisol and adrenaline, hormones that raise your blood pressure and tighten your blood vessels. This early morning hormone spike, paired with a full bladder, can quietly increase your stroke risk, especially if you already have high blood pressure or cardiovascular concerns. But that's not all. Holding it in also places pressure on your heart. A full bladder can even trigger abnormal heart rhythms in some older adults, especially if there are underlying issues like arrhythmia or heart valve problems. That combination, raised blood pressure and irregular heartbeat, is a perfect storm that can lead to clot formation and, eventually, a stroke. And it's so easy to prevent. Just listen to your body. When you wake up, even if you feel a mild urge, go ahead and take care of it, before checking your phone or sipping your coffee. Think of it as your first act of self-care each day. No special equipment, no complicated routines, just a quick trip to the bathroom that could help protect your brain and heart for years to come. I'd love to hear, have you ever made a habit of delaying your morning bathroom trip? Or did something help you realize it was better to go right away? Leave a comment below. Your story might encourage someone else watching this to change a risky habit they didn't even know they had. Now that we've explored all 7 of these subtle but powerful morning habits, let's take a step back and see how they all connect, and how just a few small changes each day can help you protect your brain, your balance, and your independence for the long haul. Now you know, stroke doesn't just happen out of nowhere. It often builds up slowly through the small choices we make each morning. From skipping water, rushing out of bed, ignoring dizziness, to holding in urine, these may seem minor, but over time, they quietly wear down your brain and circulation. The good news is, you don't need to overhaul your life. Just pick 1 or 2 habits to change this week. Take your time, listen to your body, and trust that small steps can protect your memory, your balance, and your independence for years to come. It sounds shocking, I know. But here's the truth. The most dangerous time of day for your brain is the first 30 minutes after you wake up. That quiet stretch of time, when you're still rubbing the sleep from your eyes, can silently set the stage for a life-altering stroke. And the scariest part? Most people over 60 have no idea. You could be doing everything right, taking your medications, eating decently, staying active, and still be walking straight into danger, just because of what you do or don't do first thing in the morning. But here's the good news. This risk isn't set in stone. In fact, research shows that making a few tiny tweaks to your morning routine could cut your stroke risk by up to 50%. That's huge. So let me ask you, have you ever felt dizzy or foggy when getting out of bed? Do you rush to the kitchen for coffee before anything else? Or do you sometimes forget to take your blood pressure meds until later in the day? If any of that sounds familiar, this message is for you. And if you care about staying independent, clear-minded, and full of life well into your 70s, 80s, or beyond, stick with me. We're about to count down 8 powerful morning habits that every senior should know. They're simple, natural, and backed by real science. As we go, tell me in the comments, which of these habits are already part of your morning, and which ones do you think you need to work on? And don't forget to tap that subscribe button for more life-saving health tips every week right here on. Alright, let's get started. Habit number 1 is something most seniors completely forget, yet it takes less than 30 seconds and could save your life. Here's a simple but powerful question. Do you drink a glass of water right after waking up? Not coffee, not tea, just plain room temperature water. If not, don't worry. You're definitely not the only one. But this small step, this one habit, might be one of the easiest ways to lower your stroke risk, especially in the early morning hours when your body is most vulnerable. You see, while you sleep, your body slowly loses water through breathing and sweating. You wake up mildly dehydrated, even if you don't feel thirsty. That dehydration makes your blood a bit thicker, and thick blood doesn't flow as easily. For seniors, this can quietly increase the risk of clots, which are the most common cause of strokes. But a simple glass of water can change that. Drinking 8 to 12 ounces of water within the first few minutes of waking helps rehydrate your body, reduce blood thickness, and kickstart your circulation, all without any side effects or fancy routines. It also helps your kidneys flush out waste, and it may even ease that groggy, dizzy feeling many people mistake for weakness or age. If you're taking morning medications, this habit becomes even more important. Water helps your pills absorb properly and go to work faster. No water? Your medications may not work the way they should, and that's a risk we can easily avoid. Bonus tip: a little squeeze of lemon can support circulation and digestion, but plain water is enough to protect your brain and heart. Here's something that helps. Keep a glass or water bottle on your nightstand. That way, it's ready before your feet even touch the floor. Do you already do this each morning? Let us know in the comments. And if not, try it tomorrow. It may feel like nothing, but your body will thank you. Now, let's talk about something just as simple: a quiet morning habit that helps lower blood pressure and ease stress before your day even begins. When you wake up, does your mind start racing right away? Maybe you're already thinking about errands, medications, doctor appointments, or what needs to be done around the house. That's completely normal. But here's the thing: that rush of thoughts can quietly push your blood pressure up before you even leave the bedroom. When your mind feels stressed, your body responds by releasing a hormone called cortisol, your natural stress signal. And for older adults, high morning cortisol levels can raise blood pressure, increase inflammation, and silently strain the arteries leading to the brain. But here's the good news: just 5 minutes of deep breathing or quiet mindfulness in the morning can bring all that down. No apps, no equipment, no yoga mat needed. Just you, your breath, and a little stillness. Here's a simple method. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and breathe in slowly for 4 seconds. Hold for 4, then exhale for 4 seconds. Repeat this cycle for 5 minutes. That's it. You can even do it sitting up in bed. These slow, steady breaths help relax your nervous system, open up blood vessels, and gently bring your heart rate down to a safer rhythm. Many seniors who make this part of their routine say they feel more clear-headed, more focused, and even sleep better at night. It's also a gentle way to support memory and circulation, 2 things that really matter as we age. And the best part? It costs nothing. It's safe, calming, and takes just a few minutes. Give it a try tomorrow morning, and if you already practice deep breathing or meditation, share your experience in the comments. What works for you might inspire someone else. Next, we'll talk about a surprising breakfast mistake that many older adults make, and how it could quietly be raising your stroke risk. You might think, I don't eat chips or fast food in the morning. But here's the truth. Many classic breakfast choices, like toast with cheese, processed cereal, canned soup, even pickles, are packed with sodium. And your body is especially sensitive to salt first thing in the morning. Why? Because after 7 or 8 hours of sleep, your blood vessels are tighter and your hydration levels are lower. So when you eat a salty breakfast, your arteries can constrict even more, pushing your blood pressure to dangerous levels before you've even left the house. If you're already dealing with hypertension, this combo is like throwing fuel on the fire. So what's the fix? Keep your breakfast low in sodium but high in nourishment. Try plain oatmeal with fruit, a boiled egg with vegetables, or a smoothie made with banana and spinach. Add flavor using herbs like cinnamon, turmeric, or ginger instead of salt. And definitely skip the bacon, sausage, and salted breakfast meats. They're loaded with both sodium and preservatives. Also, don't be fooled by labels that say light or healthy. Always check the actual sodium content. The American Heart Association recommends no more than 1,500 mg of sodium per day for older adults, and one salty breakfast alone can go well over that. What's your go-to breakfast? Have you tried cutting back on salt in the mornings? Share your ideas in the comments. Others might appreciate the inspiration. Coming up next, a simple activity you can do in your pajamas that gets your blood flowing, boosts brain oxygen, and sets you up for a healthier day. Here's something simple that makes a big difference. A short morning walk. Just 10 to 15 minutes of light movement after waking up can do more for your heart and brain than most people realize. Think about it. Your body's been still for 7 or 8 hours during sleep. And if the first thing you do is sit at the table or on the couch for another hour, your circulation stays sluggish. For older adults, that slow start can quietly increase stroke risk. But when you take a short walk, even just around your house or out on the porch, you wake up your circulation, boost oxygen to your brain, and help keep your arteries flexible. This gentle movement also improves your cholesterol, balances your blood sugar, and reduces inflammation, all things that lower your stroke risk. And don't worry, you don't need to power walk or break a sweat. Just move at your own pace. A slow, steady walk while breathing in the morning air is enough. If you can go outside, great. The sunlight helps regulate your sleep-wake cycle too. But even walking in place or going up and down the hallway works if you prefer to stay indoors. Studies have shown that seniors who walk daily, even just a little, lower their risk of both ischemic and hemorrhagic strokes. Walking also supports balance, mood, and memory, things we all want to protect as we age. Do you take a morning walk, or would you like to start? Let us know in the comments, and share what time of day works best for you. Sometimes a little encouragement from others makes all the difference. Next, we'll look at a part of your body that most people forget to stretch, but it plays a major role in keeping blood flowing freely to your brain. Something most people don't think about in the morning: your neck and shoulders. Surprising, right? But this area plays a huge role in keeping blood flowing freely to your brain. As we age, it's common to wake up with stiffness in the neck or tightness across the shoulders, especially if we've slept in an awkward position or stayed too still during the night. The problem is, this tightness can actually compress the arteries that send blood to your brain. That reduces circulation and increases your risk of a lesser-known type of stroke called vertebrobasilar insufficiency, and it often happens silently. But don't worry, a quick 3-minute stretch each morning can make all the difference. You don't need fancy movements or equipment. Just start with gentle neck rolls. Slowly circle your head clockwise, then counterclockwise. Next, shrug your shoulders up and down, then roll them backward and forward. Keep your movement smooth and slow. No jerking or twisting. These simple stretches help open up tight muscles, improve blood flow, and reduce the chances of wedged arteries. Many seniors say they feel less dizzy, more awake, and mentally clearer after adding this one small habit to their mornings. It's especially helpful if you ever feel lightheaded when standing up or getting out of bed. You can even pair this with your deep breathing exercise from earlier. It's a calming way to ease into the day while giving your brain the oxygen it needs. Have you ever tried morning stretches? Do your neck and shoulders feel stiff when you wake up? Share your experience in the comments. You might help someone else realize this is the missing piece. Now let's move on to one of the most important tools you can use to prevent stroke. And it only takes 1 minute a day. Here's a habit that could literally save your life. Checking your blood pressure each morning. It's quick, it's easy, and it gives you a clear picture of what's going on inside your body before any symptoms show up. You see, high blood pressure is known as the silent killer for a reason. Most seniors don't feel it when their numbers are creeping up. There's no pain, no warning signs, until it's too late. And that's exactly why a morning BP check is one of the smartest habits you can build. The best time to check? Within an hour after waking up, before your coffee or breakfast. That's when your blood pressure naturally spikes. And if it's climbing too high, you'll catch it early. All you need is a home blood pressure monitor, ideally the cuff style that wraps around your upper arm. Wrist devices may look convenient, but they often give less accurate readings. Once you take your reading, write it down in a small notebook or track it in an app. Something simple you can keep up with. Doing this daily helps you spot patterns. If your numbers are consistently high, you can bring that to your doctor early, before it turns into something serious. Seniors who track their BP regularly are more likely to stay in control, adjust habits sooner, and avoid stroke or heart complications. Do you already check your blood pressure in the morning? If not, would you consider starting tomorrow? Drop a comment below. Sometimes the reminder and encouragement from others make it easier to stick with. Next, let's talk about what to eat in the morning. Because 2 powerful minerals could help keep your arteries relaxed and your stroke risk low. Not just what to avoid, but what your brain and heart actually need. Because 2 powerful minerals, magnesium and potassium, can quietly lower your blood pressure, support circulation, and help prevent early morning strokes. You see, right after waking up, your blood vessels are more sensitive, and if your body is low on these minerals, your arteries may stay tense and tight, which leads to higher blood pressure and poor blood flow to the brain. But when you give your body the right nutrients first thing in the morning, you're helping it stay balanced and protected all day long. Potassium works like a natural sodium balancer. It gently removes excess salt from your system and helps lower blood pressure without medication. Magnesium helps your blood vessels relax and widen, so your blood flows more easily. Together, they act like a morning shield for your brain. So where do you get them? Easy. Have a banana with breakfast. It's packed with potassium. Toss some spinach into a smoothie or scrambled eggs. Add a few slices of avocado on whole grain toast. Grab a small bowl of plain yogurt or sprinkle pumpkin seeds and almonds on top of oatmeal. Even a handful of chia seeds or walnuts can give you a mineral-rich boost. It's not about making a perfect meal. It's about making small swaps that nourish your brain and arteries naturally. And remember, processed breakfast foods like frozen waffles, instant noodles, or breakfast bars might seem convenient, but they often strip your body of these minerals and add hidden sodium. What's your favorite healthy breakfast combo? Or do you have a go-to morning smoothie? Share your ideas in the comments. You might give someone else a new idea to try. Next, we'll cover the single most important stroke prevention habit for seniors, and why missing it even once could quietly put your brain at risk. The one habit you absolutely cannot skip: taking your blood pressure medication on time. This small act, often done with just a sip of water, might be the most powerful thing you do all day to protect your brain. Here's the truth. Missing or delaying your medication, even just a few hours, can cause your blood pressure to spike without warning. And for older adults, especially those already diagnosed with hypertension, those early morning surges are the most dangerous. That's when the majority of strokes occur. If your doctor prescribed your medication for the morning, make it a non-negotiable part of your wake-up routine. Take it before breakfast, before coffee, before your day even begins. This ensures the medication absorbs properly and works in time to prevent those risky early spikes. A great way to stay on track is to use a daily pill organizer, set a reminder on your phone, or even use a free app designed for seniors that helps you track your meds, hydration, steps, and more. Whatever method works for you, the key is consistency. And here's something important. Never stop or adjust your medication just because you're feeling fine. That feeling fine may only be happening because the medicine is doing its job. Always talk to your doctor before making any changes. Do you have a system that helps you remember your meds? Share it in the comments. It could help someone else who's struggling to stay consistent. And if you've ever forgotten a dose, don't be embarrassed. The important thing is to start fresh tomorrow. This small daily habit can cut your stroke risk by up to 50%. It's free, it takes less than a minute, and it could save your independence or your life. Now that we've gone through all 8 habits, let's take a moment to wrap things up and talk about how to turn these ideas into real, lasting change. You've just learned 8 simple habits that could help protect your brain, lower your blood pressure, and cut your stroke risk in half. The truth is, you don't need fancy programs or expensive supplements. Just small, steady actions each morning that put your health first. But remember, knowing isn't enough. These habits only work if you actually use them. Start with just 1 or 2 tomorrow. Keep it simple. Make it yours. With time, these will become part of your routine, like brushing your teeth or pouring your coffee. And if there's one habit you never skip, let it be your blood pressure medication. That alone can protect your brain more than anything else. Have any of these tips helped you? Or do you already practice one of them? Leave a comment below. Your story might inspire someone else. If you found this helpful, give it a like. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss important health tips made just for you. You deserve to feel strong, sharp, and independent. And it all starts with how you care for yourself in the morning. Take it one step at a time. You've got this.